Hi everybody, it's a pleasure to be here in London, and it's a pleasure to be on stage with Alex and with Gerard, who have been on panels before, but not everybody knows you as much as I do, so if you want to introduce yourself, Gerard is the founder of Hermetic Project, and Alexandra is the CEO of Seam. If you want to tell us more about it.
Of course. So, should we have a seat?
Yes, please do.
Yes, let me start. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming up so early. I think we're the first to go today. My name is Alexandra, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Seam and Smart DPP. So we are a digital fashion platform. We provide the best digital solutions for traditional fashion brands. And with Gerard, we've been working on one of our projects together recently. Yeah. I think he's going to talk a bit more about that. And one of the latest features that we introduced are digital product passports. That's something that is really big right now, happening in the fashion industry. Let's say a lot of brands are talking about it because of upcoming regulations. We're going to talk a bit more on the panel about it. So, yeah, I guess digital product passports is our big product right now. So I'm going to give a word to Gerard. Thank you.
Yeah, for the people who don't know me, I'm Gerard, the co-founder of Hermetic. We are a Web3-based fashion brand where we use the Web3 technologies to enhance the experience of the clients. And we have one part that is a public line of wear for all the people. And we have a membership line that is only for members, where the membership is an NFT membership. Then you have a bunch of benefits inside the brand. And we want to put the customer in the middle of the brand to enhance the experience with that. As Alexandra told, we are working with Seam to put the DPPs on every wear that we are making, because we make limited wear. So with this, we can make a traceability from the origin of the garment to the point of sale for the customer.
Amazing, amazing. And on my side, I've been writing for Being Crypto for 3.5 years. I'm also in charge of partnerships for the media. So Being Crypto is one of the top 3 Web3 media in the world. And we are available in 21 languages, 21 soon. So yeah, I'm happy to present that panel. Let's dive into it if you want. If everybody's got a seat already. I wanted to ask you, both of you, I know we were supposed to be a bit more, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting, just the 3 of us. What do you see as the biggest advantage of digital product passport for fashion brands right now?
I'm happy if you want to. Okay, so first of all, I think it's important to start why digital product passports were introduced to the market and why now they're having this kind of buzz around them. So the European Commission said that by 2028, approximately, every brand who wants to sell across Europe will need to have a digital product passport, which is really interesting because fashion is one of those industries that before didn't have any regulations comparing to the other industries, that always had regulations. And they kind of introduced it because they thought, okay, we want the customers to make well-informed choices, so let's make this world a better place because fashion, fashion for the planet, they produce a lot of waste. We all kind of dispose our clothes, and how they produce the items, is quite disgusting. So as a person working in traditional fashion for many years, that's exactly what's happening there still. So they introduced those digital product passports, and the thing is, the original version means that the only thing that is required from brands who want to sell across Europe is to have the information about materials and production. That's the basic things you need for now. But it's going to expand, and 2028 is actually what, in 4 years? It's not.
Tomorrow.
Well, it's actually kind of tomorrow for that industry because it's just kind of several collections away. So that means it's coming into place kind of soon. And I think the real benefit, of course, they're talking about sustainability. I'm not going to be controversial on that topic. And yeah, sustainability is really important. And that's the main reason for it. And that's how we're making like the world a better place. But we, for example, we brought it a bit further, and our digital product passports, they're of course on blockchain. Why? Because if the idea of digital product passports is to make them, transparent, the information clear, basically the blockchain is one of the only ways to do so. And therefore, we're now a multi-chain solution. We've been operating on Solana, on Polygon recently as well. We kind of added them.
Congratulations.
So yeah, brands, thank you. Brands can choose where they want to be. And I think a big benefit is that digital product passports help brands and help users see the whole journey of the item and make a clear decision if they actually want that item. They have the real information, because if the brand adds something that is not right or something that is not true, I mean, that's illegal, and that is good in a way,
Thank you. So that was the answer of somebody providing the solution. You are using the solution
Exactly.
As a fashion designer.
Yeah, as Alexandra said, for example, they focus on the traceability and the regulations, and we enhance the downstream part, that is to give the customers a bigger experience with the brand, because you can connect with them in a way that we have never done before, because you can interact directly with the client wherever he is, and you can give them exclusive. For example, we use the DPP for the garments to give to the customer different experience besides what kind of garment he's buying. We can use the membership as a gateway to different kind of exclusive things. We can make different kind of limited garments and capsules that you can have the access to them with this digital product passport. And of course, you have all the part that is the regulation part, all the traceability of the garment from the origin to the house of the customer. And then it's very, very good because you can introduce a lot of things that maybe in a normal, traditional fashion brand is very difficult to make. And with this kind of technology, it's very easy to interact with the customer directly, and we think it's very, very good for the industry of fashion, because if you are in a normal fashion brand, you don't need maybe all these kind of things to interact with the customer, because you make like a bunch of garments of the same garment. But if you are in a luxury fashion brand that you make very little limited garments and you want to make it unique, you can make it unique with the DPP, because you can put the digital twin, as Sim has put it in the DPPs. And then you can have your bridge between your physical product and the digital product in the same garment. And I think that this is a very, very good experience for the customer and enhanced experience for them.
Amazing. So it starts with regulation and transparency and making it better for the environment, but it also goes to better customer experience. Great. Amazing. What do you think right now is the biggest barrier for widespread adoption of DPPs by fashion brands?
I mean,
I think it's for me.
Who wants to?
As a brand, I think you would know.
Yeah. I think that the main issue for the fashion brand is maybe doesn't know anything about the DPPs, first of all, because if you are not in the Web3 industry, maybe you don't know what it is, and maybe you will buy a garment from, I don't know, Prada, Gucci, and you don't know that they are still using these NFCs in the garments. But if you have to make it in the way that, we have to make it because the regulatory government needs to put this, so they will have to make a big step to do it in like 1 year, 1.5 years. And if you introduce these kind of things now, it's very easy for the brand, and you can enhance the experience with a lot of time more than the other brands. And I think that's the point, that anybody knows exactly how it works, what it is. And maybe we need to expand this kind of knowledge to the other brands, because there's a lot of brands that I know for sure that they will use it very, very well, but they don't know about it. They don't know what is an NFC, what is an NFT, and if you go to the Web3 technology, they will blow their mind. So I think that's the main barrier for them.
Yeah, because I think your brand, you're kind of, you're one of the only brands that are like, I'm familiar with Web3, I'm familiar with blockchain, you don't need to explain the whole thing. But most of the brands, especially smaller brands, emerging brands, they don't want to even hear those words, and fashion was always known for being very slow in terms of adopting to new trends, to new technologies, and for them they don't want to hear about a lot of technologies, especially after the whole NFC boom and collapse and whatever it was. So I think introducing them to digital product passports, I always hear the same questions, is like, why would I pay for it if I don't need to yet? We're going to do it last moment. I don't want to, have anybody from my team, working just on that, because that also just requires additional, money. Let's put it that way. So in a lot of digital product passports that exist right now, we know, I'm not going to name, I think, the competitors, but the problem is that they're not that easy to use, especially for smaller brands, and they have private blockchains, or you need to, they need to actually go to your company. It's like a whole process. And small brands, they don't have either the budget or the time for that. And for example, to build a website, how many brands actually, smaller brands, let's say, create their own websites? Nowadays, they go to Shopify, Webflow, right?
For example.
Exactly, that's an easy solution. So the same needs to happen with digital product passports. And I think we actually, as a company, are going that way, and that is exactly what we created, digital product passports in one click. So just make it simplified. I'm from fashion. For me, this whole industry, I'm not even going to lie, when I just started, it was complicated, which is normal. Yeah. So because I come from that industry, I want to make it easy for the people like me.
So you don't need to know anything to put digital product passport on your garments now?
You don't. It works in a really easy way. So digital product passport is what? Is a digital identity, right? So it's a link that you can embed to what? A QR code, an NFC chip. You can just add it to your website. There is no such regulation yet saying that, hey, you need an NFC chip in your garment. You don't. You might need it in the future. It's just a more sustainable way to do stuff. It just means that if you wash the garment, it will not disappear like a QR code. It will not, be erased. But the idea is that digital product passports, it's quite easy to implement them. You create the link with the information you have. You can add any additional information on top. You don't only need to add materials. You can add any information that you want, and when exactly sustainability index, how much water was used. If you want to add the factory information, any certificates, you can add that.
So whatever information they would ask you to add mandatorily in 28, then you can add it whatever it is.
2020, yeah, you can add it now. You can add anything you want and just send that on blockchain and it's done. So if you want to add something on top, you go ahead and you add it as a brand. Mm-hmm. And then the user claims it. And when he claims the ownership of digital product passport, he will get all that information and he will own the digital product passport in his virtual wardrobe, which also means that he can, even transfer the ownership, but that's a different story. That's we're going into the tech parts.
Yeah. Amazing. So the question was, what was the barrier? So the barrier is education. Some brands want to wait until it's mandatory, but your idea is it's better to be proactive and onboard brands now. Makes sense. Okay. How do you envision digital product passports influencing sustainability and transparency in the fashion industry in the next 5 years? Who wants to start?
I can start if you want. For me, from here to 5 years, as Alexandra said, for sure there will be regulations about the digital product passport, and you will need to have a traceability from the fabric to the point of sale of the garments. So I think that the point is, whenever you start as soon as possible, because there's businesses seem that they are doing it very easy. You only need one link to put your DPP, and the more the customer know about the DPPs, the more the brands embrace this kind of technology. They will be used to this technology, and it will be normal. As the credit card, first it was very strange. You only have to pay like this. And now you take money from your wallet and it's oh, what? Money? What? It's not working. No? Okay. So I think that is the same. With this technology, it's a technology that is very new because it's not only Web3 technology, because it's separated if you want, and you can only use it internally in your business to do the logistics and so on. That is the regulation part. But I think that if you implement this kind of technology on your brand, it's very easy to implement it for the customer too. As it's only like, try to make a better experience for the customer, try to put experience inside the garment, and go far away from only to buy a garment, and that's all. Yeah. And I think that it will be, every brand will be with the PPs in 1 to 5 years.
Okay, so it's not just fabric anymore, just on the garments, it's an experience, and it can be digitalized. And
because you can
so
make
less impact on the environment because of the digital version.
Or because there's a lot of people that is very, very aware about the sustainability of the material, the sustainability about the fabrication of the garments. So with this kind of technology, you can give to the customer, the confidence that you have made this with this material. These people in this fabric made it, and they scan it at the PP, and they put it like a timestamp that, it's made with this, with that, in that time, and then went to this fabric, made everything, and then go to the shop. And I think that is very clear for the customer to know all the process about the life cycle of the brand, of the garment. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree on that part, and it's great that you think same way. But I also want to add that, first of all, digital product passports is something, let's say, comparing to the other digital solutions that were introduced to the industry in the last 5 years, that's something that has a lot of value, both for the brands and for the users. And the value is quite clear. So I know we start by discussing sustainability, by all the regulations. They're going to change in the next 5 years, 100%. I mean, yeah, they'll add a lot of things. I mean, they're talking about it. I mean, they're writing it. So first of all, it's going to change. And second of all, I think that brands, by slowly adapting those technologies, I think brands will see the real benefits that, with digital product passports, by adding that information also on blockchain, the value is quite clear. I mean, brands can get more loyal clients because once you tap that digital product passport, you automatically become part of the brand's loyalty program. It works in that way. Instead of, them typing their email for the newsletter, opting in, opting out, all those things. And the other thing is that you also have royalty on resale, because when you have a digital product passport and you claim the ownership, you can actually then transfer that ownership. So before brands, they did not have a lot of data on post-sale. So what, you buy an item, what information do you have about the client? You have the information that, hey, that's the name, surname, email, that's all they gave you, if they did. So with the digital product passport, you can actually track the whole journey after that. You can even check if the item was repaired, how many times did the user use it. There are ways to know that information now. So I think it's just in the next 5 years going to be, I wouldn't say it's going to be everywhere, but I think we're just going to see real examples of brands using it in a practical way, not just as a hype thing, not as,
it's
not going to name the other technologies, but yeah.
On the sustainability point of view, you kind of touched base on it earlier. You talked about the second-hand market. Mm-hmm. Well, then now you have a proof that your garment is a real one, not a fake. Then it's going to increase second-hand market transactions, and instead of buying new, then we'll buy more used, probably, because you have all the details and see it's a real one, it's good condition and everything. So that, could help as well. Amazing. We were supposed to be more in the panel for that discussion, but I'm sure we could extend the conversation to the public. And I will welcome any questions that you guys may have. Don't be shy. You guys are the panelists that couldn't make it. You don't have to come on stage, but yeah.
I would like to ask what makes it user-friendly for more traditional fashion wear.
The question was how to mix traditional.
How is it user-friendly for traditional fashion wear?
Well, we, for example, as technology, right? What we're trying to do, we're trying to make a very, good interface, a very easy to use solution. So as mentioned, the brand journey works in a very simple way. So the brand flow is going to look like this. It already looks like that. So you go and register on our website. You log in. You have the admin panel. you add the information about your digital part of passport, you preview all the information, press a button, send on blockchain, and you get a link. That link has the digital part of passport. We have a guideline. That's the most simple solution. And you can add it to your website, to the NFC tag. We have all the instructions. And if you want us to help you on the technical side, I mean, we as a company just get in touch with you. We come and do all the work. So super, super simple, again, for a brand.
And earlier I was asking how to overcome also the barrier. And so you said one of the barriers was education, but basically with that kind of solution, you don't need that much education. Like you don't need to understand blockchain to use it.
You don't. You don't even need to, by the way, add it on blockchain if you don't want to as a brand, but it's just, we kind of offer it because we think it's beneficial for the information to be, kept secure.
Can be
That's
erased.
the main, yeah. Like from a database, like some intern came and just erased, the information. You don't want that. If you want to have the story of the item for life, but yeah.
And for me, as a fashion brand, I can tell you that the customer don't need to know exactly what kind of technology they use, as you don't know how is the logistic of a normal brand. You only need the garment. So I think that the main thing is to educate the customers only on the thing that with a phone and approaching to the label, in this case, to this red label. You can have all the information, you will have the DPP, and then inside this DPP, you can put the experience that you want. Every brand will have their own kind of things, maybe, for example, for us, we have the digital twin that is a NFT counterpart of the garment to verify on the blockchain that it's unique because we make limited garments. But in the case of another brand, they can make another kind of experiences. They can put like AR experience. They can put maybe try it before you buy it or try it for the people that it's with you. And I think it's not that hard to the customer to understand that only approaching the phone to the NFC, they will have all the information. And as a company, you need to make it like that because you don't have to make it hard to the customer. So the less that they know about the technology inside and so on, the better for the customer, because they only need to have that and to know to have the confidence that this is real. And the people who maybe have the skills to understand this, you can have like a separate part to them to make it understand how it works. But if it's working well and you are a good company and you're making well, you are not lying to the people that, yeah, we make that and it's only a link that, that's the main thing. Make it easy.
Amazing. Yes, sir.
Just a question. What's your opinion about the impact of digital product passport on the reselling market? Because the reselling market in luxury goods is booming more than the primary one. So what's the impact of the passport on that side?
What's the what?
What's the impact on the
The impact.
resale luxury?
Okay. I think would be like very massive because maybe if you buy a garment from Zara that is like millions of this garment, you don't need to know maybe if it's from this or from that. But if you are buying maybe a Prada bag, you will need to know if it has been like sold one time, two times, what it comes from where. And with this kind of technology, it's very easy for the company to make it happen in that way. Like you only need the DPP, and you will have an interface that you say, okay, I want to transfer this kind of garment to these people. You only have to scan the other one, and then you will have all the traceability of the second market. And you don't need to, for example, in our case, the NFT counterpart will be inside the DPP, so that you don't need to go to an OpenSea to say, I have to buy this hoodie, so I have to buy the NFT, and then search for the people to send me the real one. It's very easy. You only need the NFC technology, and inside the NFC technology, you will have everything to make it happen in an easy way.
Yeah, I agree, because as a person who buys in secondhand market luxury items as well, I think the problem always is like on any website you buy them, I mean, if you want to be sure that the item is genuine, right, you need to send it to an authenticator that's usually an additional cost. I mean, the resale platforms struggle from that. You as a user pay more, and then you use, if we're talking about sustainability here, I mean, use additionally the logistics and things like that. That's also quite costly, let's say. So I think with digital product passports in the future, first of all, that'll sort that problem. But the second thing is that there's one more thing on top of that. Brands can earn money and earn royalty when all the platforms will have that adaptation, let's say, to digital product passports. So they will have a percentage from every transaction when the item is resold. And that kind of adds a value. Because at the end of the day, what actually brands care about is how to monetize and how to get new customers. That's all they actually care about. And sustainability is their not last priority, but not the first.
So it's also interesting for brands because when you hear regulation, you only hear more costs, but in the end, they could actually also make money from it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Amazing. Do you have any other questions from the crowd? I see somebody over there. Maybe no? No? Yeah? Don't be shy. Is it active? The one on your, yeah? Can we try on stage maybe?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show everybody. If my phone wants to work.
Try to do it
like this.
Right, yeah. I done it before, so it's.
Wait, it's my case probably.
Yeah. Take it with mine if you want.
Yes, amazing. And I turn my Siri data off. Let's do it again. Boom.
You have
It's working.
internet, yeah.
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 And yeah.
Then you have the digital product passport. You have one of
You'll
500.
see. You need to pass your phone to the people.
Yeah, digital product passport. You have all the information, product details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
love to show it. We talk about
but
it.
that's a good idea. But I think, by the way, if you want to know more about digital product passports, we're actually going to showcase at 3:30
Okay.
on the other stage, and we're actually going to show some examples of our digital product passports. I mean, together on those items, and we have some more, so you can actually check it yourself and scan the codes and everything. I mean, that's the MVP version, but you can all have a look. So
Amazing.
3:30.
Well, thank you very much. We'll close the panel. It was a pleasure to be on stage with you guys.
Thank you.
I see you, man.